All right, welcome to The Explainer. We are going to talk about a world where happiness isn't just a choice, it's a full-blown contagion. Yeah, today we are diving deep into Vince Gilligan's absolutely chilling new series, Pluribus. So, let's just start with a big, chilling question this series basically throws right at you. I mean, forget zombies, forget aliens. What if the most terrifying thing that could possibly happen to us was a plague of mandatory joy? Seriously, think about that. And, this isn't just some weird niche idea. It's a full-on critical phenomenon. Right out of the gate, Pluribus is sitting at a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. We're talking early critics calling the pilot one of the best TV episodes ever. So yeah, it's safe to say this idea is hitting a nerve. Okay, so the happiest apocalypse. What is it about this wild premise that has everyone so completely hooked? Let's get right into it and break down the world of Pluribus.
So the show is set in a world that's been totally upended by a global contagion. But get this, the virus doesn't give you a fever or anything like that. Nope, it rewires your brain for pure bliss. It basically turns society into this hive of, well, hollow smiles and synchronized contentment. Every single rough edge of what makes a person just gets sanded down into this smooth and honestly terrifying uniformity.
And of course, the person behind all of this is just as compelling. We're talking about Vince Gilligan, right? The absolute mastermind who gave us Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and he's doing what he does best here, mixing all these genres together. It's part sci-fi thriller, part straight-up Orwellian horror, but it's also got this super sharp, dark comedic edge that is just pure Gilligan.
All right, so the last unhappy person. How do we even begin to navigate this bizarre new world? Well, we see it all through the eyes of the one person who is, you guessed it, completely immune to all this bliss. Meet Carol Sturka, played by the absolutely brilliant Rhea Seehorn. Now, Carol is a jaded author, a historical romance novelist to be exact, and her whole deal is this deep-seated, chronic discontent. Her cynicism literally makes her humanity's most unlikely savior. It's her misery, her unhappiness that's actually keeping her sane. And right here, this is the absolute core conflict of the series. You've got the infected world lost in this fog of enforced joy and communal harmony. But then you have Carol, her constant state of discontent, her isolation. It's not a weakness, it's her superpower. It gives her this painful but unique power, perceptual clarity. She sees the horror for exactly what it is because she can't feel the happiness. And there's this one line from Carol in the pilot that just perfectly captures the whole vibe of the show. That dark humor, the unnerving reality she's living in, she just says, nobody sane is that happy. I mean, it's funny, right? But it's also such a profound statement about what sanity even means in her world. The tyranny of togetherness. Okay, so Carol's individual struggle, it really builds into the show's incredibly powerful social commentary. So let's dig into that next. Okay, so this is where Pluribus gets really clever. It uses this sci-fi premise to tap directly into anxieties that are super real right now. I mean, think about the performative positivity you see all over social media, or the algorithmic echo chambers that just feed you what you already believe. Even that whole wellness culture that can sometimes feel like this relentless pressure to just be gleeful all the time. The show basically holds up this distorted funhouse mirror to our own world. And man, the reflection is unsettling, to say the least. And the crucial point is hiding in plain sight, right there in the title. It's a twist on the classic American motto, e pluribus unum, out of many, one. The show is asking, okay, what happens when that oneness is forced? When it completely erases the many? Is that paradise or is it a prison? That single-digit one they stick in the title, it's like a glitch in the system. It's a little warning sign that something is deeply, deeply wrong with this whole idea of unity. Okay, section 4, decoding the uncanny valley. Now, this is where a master like Vince Gilligan just shines. Let's talk about how he uses the visual language of the show to create this oppressive, really unsettling atmosphere. Because it's not just in the script, right? It's baked into every single frame. First off, the color palette is a huge part of the storytelling. The happy world, it's drenched in this oppressive, almost sickly yellow light. It's like a sun-scorched, feverish glow that just feels wrong.
But then, whenever we switch to Carol's point of view, everything shifts. The colors become these desaturated grays and muted blues. It's like we're seeing the world through her own personal, emotional winter, and it actually feels more real. And on top of that, the whole series is just loaded with these repeating visual symbols of fracture and, like, tainted joy. You'll see shattered glass and mirrors all the time, splintering those happy smiles into something really uncanny. The cracked earth of the desert feels like it's mirroring Carol's own internal state. And they even take something as innocent as a smiley-faced donut and turn it into this sinister symbol of forced happiness. It's brilliant. So, all of these pieces, the crazy premise, the characters, the visuals, they're all building towards the show's really profound, lingering question. You know, the one that sticks with you long after the credits roll. What's the price of bliss?
When you really get down to it, Pluribus is a giant allegory for our post-truth world. The virus acts just like viral misinformation, right? It's this comforting, collective idea that spreads like wildfire and just takes over everything. And suddenly, the objective, difficult truth, which in this case is Carol's oplintic misery, is seen as the real problem. Her reality becomes the anomaly that has to be quarantined, silenced, and cured. And this, right here, is where the show turns that funhouse mirror back on us. I mean, we live in a world of curated feeds, targeted ads, and just this immense social pressure to perform happiness. So the show forces us to ask a really personal, really unsettling question. Who or what is actually in control of our emotions? Who owns your joy? So we'll end our little deep dive here with this one last really powerful takeaway from the world of Pluribus. The show seems to be saying, hey, cherish your own unhappy edges. Maybe all our flaws, our sorrows, our anxieties, and our little fractures, maybe they aren't bugs that need to be fixed. Maybe they're the very features that make us truly, messily, and, yeah, beautifully human. Definitely something to think about.